Welcome back to 50-50. Hello, my darling.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
I like your forest green.
Thanks.
Very nice.
I missed you again.
I know.
Is that weird?
No.
It's only been a week. It feels like the missing
I
is
think
getting
it's been
worse.
longer than 1 week.
Is it?
I don't think we did last Saturday.
Oh, no.
That's probably
maybe
why.
that's why I'm having withdrawals.
We were saying before we came in here that I'm very naturally drawn to being the quote-unquote talent because I've become more temperamental. This is largely, hopefully, within myself rather than your experience of me. But I now have a wardrobe area where I can try on different clothes. I have my special bathroom and... yeah, I'll talk about the temperamental thing in a minute. But I wanted to tell you we're a little bit late today, which we often are. But today it was because I'm actually looking to replace our Orion with a Mercedes.
No.
Yes, but as one might suspect from my desperation around getting their sponsorship, it's not a new Mercedes.
That's all right.
I know.
You've always wanted a Mercedes.
I've always wanted a Mercedes, and to buy an older Mercedes is a little bit illogical because, you know, they're very expensive to look after and all of these very logical things. But my darling husband said if it's not too much and we think it's not in bad nick, you can have a go at having your Mercedes.
Yay! Oh, that's a very good reason to be late then.
I know.
Yeah.
So I went to the car yard to see what they would give me for the Orion.
Yes.
That was a very sad story, which I won't bore us with. I had a figure in mind and let's say they had a quarter of that figure in their minds. So a few different steps to jump over. But hopefully by the next time I'm here with you, I'll be proudly pulling into your driveway with a 10 or 11-year-old Mercedes.
That's magic.
Honestly.
That's magic.
It's got a sunroof.
Oh, nice.
Didn't realise how much I needed one until,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just had to say that.
That's so exciting.
I had to say
Yeah.
that. But on to more of our usual topic, even though Mercedes is our usual topic, isn't it? I mention it most times. I'm a bit awkward. We don't have the mug.
Yeah, sorry.
That could be the
I didn't make you a
linchpin of
tea
whether
today.
they... I know.
Sorry, talent. I didn't make you a tea today.
I'm going to my trailer. Yeah, no, that's right. I thought we would just have a consistent Mercedes mug and then we might get there in the end, you know.
Yes.
But
sorry.
they won't mind. They probably won't watch these early ones, so we'll just bring it back in. So on to more serious and less serious topics. I had 3 things I wanted to talk about today, and the first one was the saboteur, right? So I don't want to be every time I come in here talking about the difficulty I'm having with the saboteur, but I will tell you it has been really coming up, right? Not that it actually wants me to stop, like it's not getting me to stop. It's just having me suffer horribly as I try and keep going. So
Resistance. The
so
resistance is real.
so yesterday I coached this extraordinary person, and like truly extraordinary, right? And they were having a similar battle with the saboteur and a lot of pain and confusion and, yeah, just lots of noise and very similar to what I've been experiencing. But, of course, when you coach someone else, you get a bit of access to not me. So I said to this person, you know, just RuPaul it, say thank you, but this is what I'm doing. And overnight, a couple of great things happened because I was really in it yesterday. I almost rang you yesterday just to be my therapist and me go, I'm really upset and worried and all these yucky feelings. And then once I gave the other person this advice, I thought, what about if I just didn't give it a lot of attention, was respectful, but said, yeah, I understand, but no, I'm going to do this anyway. And then that feeling felt quite good, and then I thought I won't have to bang on about it the whole talk today. But then kind of the magic happened this morning because I went to the hairdresser to get my hair done because, of course, I wake up with my hair looking like this. It's the most incredible hair. I just don't have to do anything. And it's definitely not frizzy curly when it's not blow-dried. And I was having my hair done and I was getting more of a sense of this feeling of, just say thank you and let it go. And then Sam and I, my 10-year-old, went to have breakfast and this fellow was ordering a coffee. And I looked at him and he looked at me and then I thought, I know that guy. Anyway, he kind of frowned at me and I said, did you used to play the didgeridoo at Mundaring? And it turns out he's this amazing guy who's been all sorts of different things. He told me this morning that he's been a since he's been a busker, he's been doing sound healing and sound therapy, and he's going to come up in a recent film, and he's a very special kind of guy. Anyway, out of nowhere, I said, if you're ever interested, you could come on the podcast. It's called 50-50 because we talk about all of life. And he said, oh, that's so interesting because this is the energy I'm always working with. You know, he said, people don't want the bad, but there's no good without the bad, right?
Yeah.
And as he was talking, and he said a lot more eloquently than I'll repeat, but he was talking about suffering and pleasure, pain and not, stopping and starting. And he was saying, you know, it's to not fight with that darker part, right, but rather go, that is part of this story. And, of course, as I'm having this, thank you, saboteur, how do I move on, I meet this guy in the shops, you know, how that happens.
I love it. Love
Yeah,
it.
it was pretty beautiful. And it left me with the freedom to say that much about it, not vibratingly negatively say to you, I'm suffering under my saboteur, right? Like I would have done if we'd talked yesterday.
Yeah.
So the joy of helping someone else with it to give me perspective and then seeing a bit of perspective and then getting a really strong, what do you call it, validation from this spiritual fellow who's really operating in a very particular way in life.
Oh, you have to get him on. I'd love to
Oh,
meet him.
he's beautiful. He I think if we have him on, he'll blow our minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. So we've got each other's number. So we'll see how we go. So that was about that. And then two other things happened this week that I thought were worth mentioning. I wasn't going to start with this one, but I will. So I was working with a client this week, and I have the joy of working with people and training them, but more often coaching them. And the beauty of that experience is I get to come at people with love in my heart, acceptance of them, and see what we can create. And I was really struck this week how many people I was working with that just how wonderful they are and how, because of our human insecurities and defences and defensiveness, people just don't know them like that. So it struck me over and over again. There must have been 6 or 8 separate people I spoke to, and the way we were speaking about life and their experience and who they care for and their family and their love. And I was like, oh, wow, fancy everyone running around not knowing that that's what people are actually like, right? It's a tragedy, actually. It's a wonderful opportunity if people can come at people from a premise of you're awesome.
Yeah.
And I'll do something different if you prove me wrong.
Yeah. 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 Like some of the teachings that I've learnt, it's about like everybody has greatness in them.
Yes.
And seeing that greatness even in like the assholes.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I suppose in the most unwell people, it would be hard to see the greatness. It would be very dim.
But everyone has it.
Everyone has it. And if the people who knew these people at one level knew them at the level I know them, it'd be a love fest, right? Everyone would just be having the time of their life. It actually was on Facebook this morning with Joanna Lumley, you know, absolutely fabulous, blonde Joanna.
Yeah.
And she said, I basically approach everyone that they're going to be wonderful. They step up to that because if you deal with people that way, that's what you see. And if they prove me wrong, I have them not be part of my life, but I don't start from the premise of they're not good.
Yeah, yeah. And with those people, is it because they're not letting people see their true selves when they're interacting?
Yeah.
Are they keeping themselves at a distance?
Yeah, so it's a combination of things. I think one of the biggest things I see, and it's getting stronger and stronger in my experience, is people's fundamental inability to communicate well. They don't have the words to express what they need people to know.
Yeah.
And then they don't feel safe because they're coming at each other defensively, thinking they're not good enough, which is my last topic I wanted to mention today. They come up against kind of the worst of one another, but it's not that it's particularly bad. They'll just come up against someone that is a little bit sharp or a little bit defensive or a little bit, you're all right, mate. You know, like they don't get to see the person's heart.
Yeah.
They get to see the little protective coating,
Yeah.
like an M&M.
Yeah.
They just set the crusty bit.
Yeah.
They don't get the chocolate.
Yep.
It's not one of my best metaphors, but you
No,
get the idea.
I think it's because we were talking about the talent requiring green M&Ms
We
earlier.
were.
That's right.
We were. I was saying I only want green M&Ms. Do you know that the story
I have
behind
to
that?
stop calling you talent.
I know. It kind of feels bad because talent, it really has some real connotations, right?
I'll think of a new word.
Well, I did
That
call you
was
my
funny.
support, Danielle.
Yeah, I was the support animal. So
But I didn't say support animal. You did.
I did.
Because I really don't want to be known as the person that called you beautiful
I
Danielle.
actually find that is such a compliment.
It is
I
a
think-
compliment,
I think
but it could be
support animals are
misconstrued.
great.
They're the best. That's why I
Yeah.
want to get Luna to be one.
Yeah, yeah.
I do
Sorry,
still want to
I
buy the
derailed
collar.
you.
No, it's fine. I like that whole topic. But yeah, I think we'll stop calling me the talent.
Yeah,
because,
let's stop that.
Yeah. I both don't deserve it and don't deserve it. Like I feel like it's twofold. I'm not talented enough to deserve the label and I'm not misbehaving enough to deserve the label. It's wrong in every way. Stop it. Pineapple. So the last thing I wanted to talk about, it's kind of about talent, is this realisation around people really just not feeling good enough. And I haven't got anywhere near to the bottom of how to shift that because it's one of the things I have, right? And again, speaking to people this week, all different people actually, them really clearly saying to me, I don't have that sense in myself. I just don't believe I'm okay. And in helping a couple of people with that, I've decided it might turn out to be kind of like the saboteur, like when that worthless things comes up, say, yeah, I get that's a story, thanks so much for sharing.
Yeah.
But I am actually going to explore, is there more that can be done there that can actually shift it for me, and then how could I advise other people? Like, is there a level of healing that I haven't done, or is there a level of
Insight.
Yep. I think I like actually one of my clients this week, they knew where it was coming from. Me too.
Yeah. But it's still there.
Right?
Yeah.
And the saboteur really feeds on it because it's that, you know, if I'm worried about what I'm going to post, social media really brings out my saboteur.
Yeah.
We actually have a new person helping us with
We
that area. I don't know,
do.
should we give them a shout out?
should, we
Okay, so we have a whole team now. I don't feel left out, but I'm the only non-family member. So you will have heard about Grayson many, many times. And his little sister, Elle, is now our social media manager.
Yay!
Yay! It's like a miracle. It means we actually might get some
We'll actually have some
stuff on
posts out.
social media. I have a dream where we have Instagram.
Yes.
I can't look at Elle because that's not what I do. But Elle, could you put your thumb up if I am going to get Instagram with your help? Oh, my God, she put 2 thumbs. Honestly, this thing is just a constant joy and miracle.
Isn't it?
Or honestly.
And I'm loving working with my whole family.
Oh, me too. I love working with your whole family. And I love for you that you're working with your family.
Yeah.
What a bonus, man.
It is. It is.
Yeah, I might also have another client for your, you know how you have very limited availability, but we need to have a look at who we invite in here, you know,
yes.
who's vibrating at the
in the
right level,
sanctum.
in the
Yeah.
sanctum, in the introverted sanctum,
Yes.
rather than the one extrovert. I don't know if Elle's an extrovert. Elle, can you put your,
No.
Danielle, no, it's just me.
Family of introverts.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Must be quiet gatherings, is it?
No.
You're not actually that quiet though. It's like when you said I'm introverted, I'm not shy.
Yes, this is true.
Different,
and
right?
I have a lot to say when I'm in an environment where I have something to say. If
Yeah.
I have anything to say,
Yeah.
nothing.
Nothing.
So you've got some insights this week on people maybe turning up as their true selves, but they're not because they don't feel they're good enough.
Yeah.
And you want to crack that code.
Well, the thing that particularly has them not show up as their true selves in the cases I'm thinking of is they've got worries or upsets with their true self that I know, absolutely I know why they're not sharing that. I just had this experience this week where it was really like, wow, fancy. I just felt kind of the privilege really or the honour of having access to more of people and going, what a shame. Like, it is a real beauty tragedy thing. Like, look at these beautiful people. I remember Peter, when we interviewed Peter Slocum, she was talking about, you know, if you knew what people were really like, it's kind of that. It's like these people are gorgeous and then I see them all together and they don't know one another at that level and it's fractious and tense and the jokes aren't particularly funny and they're all just surviving being there. It's totally unsafe.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, and they're all really nice, really easy to love people. Really good-hearted people.
Yeah.
Which this particular company has a lot of. But
yeah, interesting.
yeah, I feel like privileged and sad that I get to see it, but they're not allowed to be as free. I suppose that's the human condition though, isn't it?
Yes.
We don't all run around being as free.
Yes.
Or as,
Yes.
yeah.
And I remember when I was in a role of responsibility, there was also that element of I thought I needed to know all the answers.
Yes.
And when I learnt that I didn't, which took me
Yes.
some time to learn, then life became a lot easier.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, being in a senior position and thinking that you have to have all the answers and know what you're doing, and it is a mask that you put on.
Yeah, and it's a tough job too. They're doing a particularly tough job, so there's lots of factors in play, right? Yeah, there's lots of factors in play. But, yeah, I felt people said to me, did you have a good time this week? And I said, I really did because I had a good time, but I was also I felt sad that I wasn't running into people who were having a better time themselves.
Yeah.
So it's an honour for me, but I'd rather they were less open and happier, if that makes sense, you know? It's like, I got nothing for you, Tam.
Yeah.
I'm awesome.
Yeah.
I'll
put yourself out of a job. Yeah.
Right? I'm fine with that. Let's do that. I feel like there was something else I was going to say about that, but I can't remember. People showing their real selves. Yeah, the beauty of that, the misunderstanding. Oh, yeah, and then I am going to do a bit more work on this. I'm trying to find the balance. Tell the saboteur thank you and move on, or do what the extra work is. And the work that has popped up in my feed and through conversation with you, I actually thought of you being my saboteur coach because of the work you've done. Probably shouldn't have asked you that on the podcast. Feel free to say, I'll get
Nothing
back
like
to you.
putting an introvert on the spot, is
I know,
there,
it's a
Tam?
perfect plan. Look, I'm a communication trainer, Danielle, so I know exactly what to do, and that's exactly what you do with an introvert. No pre-warning, no ability to reflect, straight at them. What's your answer?
What's your answer? Go.
You don't have to give me your answer because I shouldn't have asked it on the podcast. But
don't be
because
silly.
of the work you've done.
I've now prepared myself for the
experience that is Tam.
And I like it because it challenges me.
Okay.
It's good. It challenges me.
That's very generous. I thought of you because you've been doing the work, and I thought, do I go and do similar work? Is that the best idea? Or do I access the Danielle-ness of the work she's been doing?
Yeah.
Because how's your saboteur going? Is it
good?
See?
Yeah. So what I've learnt or am learning in the process of what's the applying.
Yes.
So you know you learn lots of things and then you move on and you learn something new. I'm in the applying stage. I have now learnt several things.
Okay.
I'm now going to apply those several things for an extended period of time rather than moving on to the next thing.
Yes, that's clever.
Well, no, that's what I learnt.
Oh, I see.
did that diagram and I went, oh, that's what I do. I don't ever stop to actually apply. So, yeah, in the applying of this, the way that the methodology I'm working with sort of looks at it is, sure, you've got your personality type that you have, that I'm not good enough, I'm not capable, I'm not safe. Like there's like 14 that sort of, this is your standard list. Pick your 4 that are your main ones kind of thing.
Even that feels freeing.
Yeah.
That you can go,
I've
got
me.
those 4.
That's the one I do.
Nice.
That's why I say to you all the time, I'm the not capable, I'm the not smart enough.
Yeah.
And so I know that that's my jam.
Yeah.
But what I like about this particular work is that that's well and good, but then the connection to what you love and what you're actually trying to, actually not what you're trying to achieve, what your heart actually wants, what your true heart wants is where you just refocus that attention. So having a point to refocus to, a bit like what the Sam Harris meditation stuff, refocusing your attention back to your breath, refocusing. So once that
back
stuff's
to the
come
vision.
up, going back to the vision. And again, that circles back to the talks you've done on what's your why.
Yes.
If your why and your heart and your vision is very strong, then that tension between the two things is where the magic happens.
Yes.
And this sort of premise stuff that I've been learning about is that the tension is good.
Yes.
That actual having your ego on one side with it's I'm not good enough and I can't do this, but having your vision really strong.
Yes.
And seeing the connection between the two and actually embracing that tension, not trying to get rid of it, actually using it to propel you more towards what your heart wants.
That is literally the place I'm at the moment, right? That's what the fellow said today at Midland Gate.
Yeah.
Midland Gate's famous for epiphanies. Everyone has them there. Yes, you need security guards with you, but it's a lovely place. But that, that tension you're talking about, and you know what else? I have to note it because I'll want to reference it again in this journey. You said what your heart is calling, right?
Yeah.
I saw Arnie on Facebook this morning and he was talking about, when I say Arnie, of course, everyone knows I mean Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
And he was that same message. What's your dream? Don't get distracted.
Yeah.
And so this is where the saboteurs come up, or the shame or the confusion has come up. You know how I said right when we started this, I feel like my job is to be open, be vulnerable, tell the ways that I'm finding life challenging and how I'm applying the wisdom of the world. What's come up is when I go to do that now, I'm questioning it. And before it was like, yeah, that's what you're meant to do, man. That had been the message for a long time. Do that, do that, do that. But now that I've started doing it, I've got the wobbles like, is that what I'm meant to be doing? And do I look silly? And I'm making it too much about me and it has to be more useful. But when you go, what is in your heart, it hasn't actually changed, which is a relief.
Yeah.
So thank you for raising that and letting me see that that is still there.
Yeah.
And the bit I need to deal with is the fear of just doing that.
Yeah.
And being open
Yeah.
like that. And I suppose doing it before I get a lot of confirmation that it's the right thing to be doing. I've been very lucky. I've had, lovely support from yourself, and certain people have messaged me or commented on LinkedIn but I'm really needy because I'm quite insecure. I find it hard to
I think that's everybody. I've been looking for validation as well. I go around telling people, I know I used to be doing all this financial services stuff, but now I'm having a podcast studio. And I kind of wait for people to judge me on that. But that's the same. If I want to do this stuff, I just need to bloody well get on and do it. Who cares what the rest of the world thinks?
I know.
Who cares?
I know, you're right.
Who cares?
You're right. I love it. That's why you're going to be my saboteur coach. But this has been like the next level of realisation. At first I just did it. I was free. We were sitting here. Then I didn't fall in a heap. I didn't stop.
No.
But I was very nervous about what I was doing. Yeah. And every time I'd post, I'd go, oh, you look like a dickhead. And then I'd still want to post. But this has been really handy to go, what's my why? What's in my heart? I really like you saying everyone needs that as well, because I remember Peter when I said, I need validation, and she said, well, that's part of the process of wanting to produce something good for people is it actually good? Which I really want. I want to have a good time and I want to make a difference, right? Yeah. So I don't want to have a good time and make no difference. Luckily, you tell me I make a difference either way.
I think so.
And if you've impacted one life.
And if you are following what your true heart's calling is, you will, by your virtue of you having fun with it, you will make a difference. Yeah, that is what I believe now.
Yeah, that's good.
If you talked to me 4 years ago, I would have had a different opinion. But that is where I'm at now.
I did talk to you 4 years ago, but it wasn't about this.
No.
You were lovely then too. But this is the next level of fun for sure.
It is. Yeah.
Okay, that was super helpful. It was a big day, Midland, you, and then we're going to talk to someone in our next podcast who's really inspirational, Cindy Kennedy.
Wow.
And we will touch on this stuff again because she helps women express who they really are in their heart.
Can't wait.
Me neither, can't wait.
Can't wait. Yay.
So that was exactly 20 minutes. It wasn't. We better wrap it up so it's not 34 minutes. Welcome to Friday 50-50. Is it 20 minutes? Isn't it?
Is it not?
Thank you.